Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your host, femininity coach, and author of The Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So what we're talking about right now is Beyonce tickets. This is why Black women stay broke. This is indicative of other issues as well. I'm going to show you a video and then I'm going to read an article to you. So let me go ahead. Let me share my screen and here we go.
Hey, nieces and nephews, it's Auntie Buffy here. I made a huge mistake, and I am big enough to admit when I'm wrong. I preach crawl before you ball, but I always make an exception for one thing: Beyonce tickets. But we can't do it this year, y'all. I looked at them ticket prices. Beyonce, I thought that you were going to subsidize our prices because you went up there to Dubai and charging people all that money. Clearly, that's not the case. You're doing the same thing here. We can't do it, Beyonce. The recession is nigh. You don't know that, but let me tell you what's going on in the real world, regular people. Folks' car payments behind. Evictions are being filed left and right. People are saying, I'm not going to eat or pay my rent to go see Beyonce. Beyonce, you can't do that. Nah. You better start giving away some free tickets or something, girl, because this team too much, okay? We love you, but I'm not about to co-sign on homelessness to see no damn concert. Crawl before you ball.
Now, this young lady did a kind of like a humorous take on it, but I'm also going to stop sharing this and I'm going to share an article with you. Okay. So, Beyonce's fans raising money for our tickets, safer than selling my kidney. All right. The Beehive is looking for some money, honey. Beyonce's highly anticipated Renaissance World Tour was announced earlier this week, and fans have been buzzing about getting their hands on the sought-after tickets. The megastar 41 is setting out on her first stadium stretch in 5 years since her On the Run 2 tour with husband Jay-Z to promote the chart-topping 2022 album Renaissance. She'll hit parts of Europe and the UK first before beginning the US leg at Philadelphia's Lincoln Financial Field on July 12th. Ticketmaster released a statement this week claiming that in some cities, pre-sale registration for Renaissance tickets has exceeded the number of available tickets by more than 800%. Eager fans are already anticipating a jaw-dropping price tag to see Queen Bee live, with some taking extreme measures to obtain quick cash. One man named Jamal Anderson has already raised $265 of his $300 goal. You didn't have $300? See, this is the problem. You didn't already have $300, but you trying to go to a concert? Sir, you got bigger issues. You don't got $300 on hand to begin with, and you are doing a GoFundMe for $300. This is the only life experience I care about living before I die. Got to be a skittle. He wrote on the fundraiser page, I will get these front row tickets either way, but this way is safer than selling my kidney on the black market. All jokes aside, just being in the building would be the most amazing thing ever, he added. So help a brother out if you can. Remember, cents turn to dollars. Every little bit helps. Ashley St. Hilaire, a fellow fundraiser, is seeking $2,000, but had only gathered $60 in donations as of Saturday afternoon. In her online plea, she claims the funds will go to tickets, travel expenses, and a show-worthy outfit. Other fundraisers include April Kusar, who's racked up $140, and Raheem Solomon, who's netted $135. Avid Beyonce fan Sierra Coleman says the 28-time Grammy winner is her everything, and she's hoping to collect enough money online to see the Queen for her 21st birthday. So far, she's raked in $250, half her goal. Fans have fingers crossed they'll score a ticket next week despite the high demand, as Swifties are still reeling from their own Ticketmaster turmoil late last year. When Taylor Swift's tour passes went on sale through the ticketing giant, all heck broke loose. Seats sold out in the pre-sale. Scalpers preyed on desperate fans, and those waiting for the public sale were sorely left out. Resale prices for Swift's concerts reached the thousands, and Beyonce's fans are now bracing themselves for impact add to their wallets. That is, some have been successful in their efforts while others haven't been as fortunate. Lawmakers also have eyes on Beyonce tickets, but not because they're vying for a seat. Following the swift snafu, the Senate Judiciary Committee launched an investigation into Ticketmaster and its parent company, Live Nation, prompting Senator Richard Blumenthal to call the concert ticket system a monopolistic mess. Now the committee has issued a warning to Ticketmaster ahead of Beyonce's tour. We're watching. Let me stop sharing that as well. See, this is problematic on a couple of different levels, okay? Black women and the skittle community, I'm calling all y'all out since y'all like to have a little coalition together. Y'all always got a little coalition together, so we gonna call y'all out together, okay? Are doing anything to get these Beyonce tickets. Literally, you're trying to go on GoFundMe. The problem is you're going on GoFundMe for a couple of $100. That's problematic. If you really needed a real bill paid, or you were really in dire straits and you needed a couple of $100, I can see trying to get that through donations or whatever the case may be. But you are looking to get into some leisure, some stuff you don't need to do. And you need crowdfunding in order to get a couple of $100. The problem is that you need a couple of $100 and you don't have that on hand to spare. If you do not have a couple of $100 extra, $300, $400, $500 extra dollars laying around, then you don't need to be thinking about leisure things like concerts. You don't need to be thinking about that type of stuff. If you're in a situation where you're paycheck to paycheck, and listen, I'm not ragging on it. There are plenty of people in America that really are paycheck to paycheck. They don't have $3, $4, $5, $6 extra $100 on hand to do much of anything. If an emergency hits them, that's going to be problematic to them. But these are also the same people that, if they're responsible, aren't going to be trying to figure out Beyonce tickets, of all things. Leisure tickets, okay? Literally not paying rent and skipping out on necessity bills in order to get tickets to a concert that you don't need to go to. Nobody needs to go to it. This is actually a result of Black women's chaos and no direction in our homes. Because if the Black community was still being led by men instead of emotional, chaotic, ridiculous women, this would not even be story worthy. This would not even be posted nowhere, because it would be so few people actually making such a stupid sacrifice for something they don't actually need that nobody would have known about it and nobody would have talked about it. But the fact that there are so many single, or I'm saying single Black women, because you don't have a masculine head, or you either don't have it or you're not paying attention to the one that you do have. Because for this to be a thing where there's even a bootleg news article like the New York Post to post something about it, and then for the young lady to make a video about it, this is a thing. This is the thing that y'all are actually doing. It's widespread enough that people have taken notice. Black women, y'all are caught so heavily in the lost value system that you are choosing leisure, how you spend your personal time. That is leisure. It is second to the top. And over towards what would be your left, it says no limit in that yellow area. No limit in that yellow area. That the way it says number 2. The problem is that we know you're in the lost value system because leisure is above dwelling. You're choosing leisure above dwelling, the things that's going on in your home. You're not going to pay rent. You're doing this and that. You're choosing leisure over everything else that's supposed to fall under it or come before it. So your spiritual, your health, your family, your appearance, your dwelling, your mobility, all of that sacrificed for your leisure. Okay. This is why we point out the 10 life values that like we do, because this is actually why the order of the 10 life values is actually really, really important. See, it's important that the order in which it comes is taking heed to. It's a system for a reason. It says a 10 life value system. And a system only works if you do the steps in the order in which the steps give you the most benefit. And the most benefit in the 10 life values is putting leisure towards the end of that list rather than towards the beginning. Because if we had the proper value system, again, this is not a story to tell. This isn't anything to talk about because so few people would be stupidly putting their leisure before their necessities. And it wouldn't even be anything to say. Because Black women don't have or don't listen to any of the masculine covering, no advice, no problem solving, or anything like that, they can't prioritize things properly. How you going to prioritize your wants over your needs? I don't even want to deal with nobody that doesn't want what they need. Okay? And always need what they want. Doesn't want what they need and always need what they want. I don't even want to associate with nobody like that. But that's like the mantra of the modern Black woman. You always prioritize things badly. And this is why your life be in shambles like this. Because you'll put a concert before the things that you actually need. Beyonce does not need that concert. And really neither do you. Nobody needs this concert. You're not going to die if you don't go see Beyonce. And I'm sure she won't die if she doesn't do the tour. This is just something for her to do. Her kids might be getting a little bit older and she was itching to, go on tour or something again. And she going back on tour. Beyonce don't need that money. She was smart with her money. She's got her money. Plus her husband has plenty of money. She don't need to do this. And y'all don't need to go, but you will. Basically, this is a clear demonstration of Black women's inability to prioritize, right? You don't have any guidance. You don't have any order. You have no direction. And that gives way to this type of foolishness that we're talking about here. Y'all better start getting on this 10 life value system and getting it in the order that it's actually in. Your spirituality is most important, not your wealth. Because if you take care of your spirituality, if you take care of your health value, if you take care of your family, if you take care of your appearance, if you take care of your dwelling, if you take care of your mobility, if you take care of your education, if you take care of your profession, leisure, and wealth, follow that. Because you will have gotten your life in such order that you wouldn't be able to stop the wealth if you tried. But so many live in the lost value system that you think the wealth comes first, but you never know how to actually get to it. You never unlock the secret of wealth. The secret of wealth is this. Because anytime you start talking to very wealthy people and you ask them what they did, they're going to start telling you how they thought. They're not going to tell you business moves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you get in front, just like if you get in front of Donald Trump and you ask him how he made his money, how he continues to make his money, no matter how many times he filed bankruptcy and all that kind of stuff. Okay. Bankruptcy don't really mean you don't have money. But anyway, Donald he doesn't start talking about, well, I made a business plan and then this is what I did and that's what I did. You know what his favorite thing to talk to you about is the art of the deal. He'll talk about the art of the deal and he won't even talk about the brass tacks of a deal. He'll talk about how to energetically approach a person in order to get money out of a deal. That is what he's talking about. That actually falls in your spiritual value. So if you tap into that type of energy, wealth actually follows, which is, again, as I keep pointing out in this chart for the 10 life values, this is why for ease of understanding, it's printed as a list, but for deeper understanding, you see it as a circle because number 1 and number 10 actually touch each other and they are very closely related. Very closely related. Anyway, I just wanted to speak on the Beyonce thing. It's really silly, but what I do want to do is also speak on the fact that you can go in the description box and hit the link for crimsoncure.com in order to get your copy of Reclaiming the Black Feminine, The Lies of Feminism, and the Road to Recovery. I know that you definitely want this book. I've got a little bit of a backlog that I'm working through, but I am getting these orders out. If you don't want to wait though, you can get the book immediately by going to Amazon. That link is also in the description box, and you can get the book like that, and you can start your reading and healing journey. Also, jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.